guys, welcome to this tutorial video. On this DIY video, I'll be teaching you how to make a layered skirt, a tiered skirt. So first of all, you draft your normal skirt, your waist, your hip measurement and the length of your skirt. Then after drafting your vertical measurement, you draft your horizontal measurement. This is a skirt, normal straight skirt. So now on the hip area, you add 2-inch allowance. On the length of the skirt, you mark 2-inch allowance. Then on the waist, you add 1-inch allowance. So when you're done cutting, the front of your skirt will look like this. When you're done cutting, it's looking like an A, but it's not a complete A skirt. Do you get? Then you notch your hip area because you are doing a tiered skirt that has peplon on the waist area, the hip area and on the hem. Then you get your material, another material, fold it into two and then place your the front of your skirt on top of it. Can you see how I'm doing it? Remember to show your zipper allowance. So when you're done like so, you notch your zipper allowance, then you trace out the back of your skirt from the front as you can see on the video. So when you're done, you notch your zipper allowance area, cut out the length of the skirt and then you shaping your zipper allowance area because the back of a lady's skirt is meant to have a little curve because of the hip area. So when you're done, you notch the part where your hip area is going to be. This is how your skirt should look like. So what you're going to do, you have to join the zip area, then put your darts and then shape the skirt. When you're done, this is how your skirt will look like. Then that part that we notched, you have to draw a line on the front part of the skirt, on the front and on the back part. Now the next thing you're going to do is to add your peplon. How do you add your peplon? You measure your round waist. You first add on your waist area. So you open up your zipper allowance area. You measure your round waist, your waist circumference. You know how to get your peplon. Waist circumference divided by 6.28 plus allowance. So I'm using that calculation with 2-inch allowance. You do same thing for the hip area, that's where you marked your line. You do the same thing, circumference divided by 6.28 plus 2 inches, and you do same thing for the hem area. So this skirt is going to be a 3-layered peplon skirt. So I have cut the peplon for the waist area, for the hip and for the hip area. This is how it's going to look like for the waist area, and the second one is for the hip area. So I'm going to go in and attach this peplon so that we'll see how it's going to look like on the skirt. You attach it on the front part of the skirt. So you start from the zip allowance area. You know the place you notched for your zipper allowance, that's where you start from, so that it will create space for you to add your zip, so that when you add your zip, that area will close up. So guys, you do the same thing for the waist area and the same thing for the hip area where you marked your second line. So when you're done, this is how the waist area will look like. Remember, we've not added our band yet. So you attach your peplon on the first line and then open it up and attach on the second line, which is the hip line that we have already created. So guys, when you attach it, this is how you attach it on it. Can you see? So when you're done attaching it, this is how it will look like. This is a 2-layered skirt. Can you see? 2-layered peplon skirt. So when I was done, I felt like, okay, I think we should make it 3 layers so that we'll all see the whole beauty. I remember that the peplon of the first peplon, the waist peplon, has to cover the beginning of the second peplon. It has to cover the sewing of the second peplon. Can you see? So the first peplon, I did it 5 inches long. So the second peplon, the same thing, so that it will cover the part where the beginning of the second peplon will be. So when I was done, I did the same thing for the second and the third peplum. Can you see? After attaching the peplum, the next thing you do is to add your band to the waist. After attaching the peplum, can you see the way the skirt is looking like? It's looking like an A-shaped skirt. When you wear it, it will look flowing. So after attaching the peplums, the next thing you do is to attach your waistband. When you're done attaching your waistband, the last thing you do is to attach your zip to your zip allowance area. So when you're done, this is how your layered skirt, three layered skirt will look like. You can make yours four, five, six, depending on your preference, but this is how it's going to look like, sitting pretty on your waist. Thank you guys for watching. And so this is how the back area is going to look like. If you're not using lining like on this material, do your best to weave all the rough edges, weave all rough edges, and then you're good to go. And this is how your layered skirt should look like. Thank you guys for watching and seeing you on my next tutorial. If you want more videos, let me know, or you subscribe to my YouTube page, where Rosie. So guys, thank you for watching and try it out. If you have a question, let me know.